My name is Jeff Olson. I'm the Art Education Director for Royal Talens North America, and I'm going to show you a fun demo with one of our feature products, Ecoline liquid watercolors. They're a dye-based gum Arabic binder watercolor. You can use them with all your traditional techniques, but I'm going to show you a fun one that you can share with your customers back home. The first thing you do is grab a cup or any kind of container, do a couple squirts of soap. I use a 2 to 3 ratio, 2 parts soap, 3 parts water, but it's definitely not scientific. You can play around until you get something you like. And then pick a color that you want to start out with. Just like with all watercolors, they're completely transparent. So you want to traditionally go from light to dark on these. You can add as much as this if you want. They have a convenient little stopper here to control it, or you can get crazy and just dump it straight in. And then you need a straw, preferably one for yourself and one for everybody else so you don't have to share. Stir it up a little bit, and then this is where the fun part is, you just blow bubbles. It's nice to have a longer straw. So you get a nice crown of bubbles on top. Take your paper. This is a mixed media paper, but any watercolor paper will do. And you just kind of press it down onto the bubbles. And this is a real light one. I'm not sure how much of you can see that, but I'm going to darken it up here in a second. Show you a little trick. So you're building up again from light to dark. So this time I'm going to drop the bubbles right down on the surface. And then you can take the stopper again and just drop a little bit right into the bubbles, and you can see how it runs down the film and creates a stronger pattern on the bottom. And you just keep on layering that, and you end up with something fantastic like this. Today we're featuring our Amsterdam ink. It's the latest addition to our Amsterdam acrylic family. It's something you can use with all your traditional inking techniques, but because it uses an acrylic binder, you can also use it in many of the acrylic painting techniques that we have come to be known for. I'm going to be combining it today with one of our glazing mediums, and I call this a pour, drip, and tip demo. Again, a lot of fun for folks in the store, whether you're an expert draftsman or a beginner. So first you just go ahead and pour the medium onto the surface. Once you get it down there, you just kind of spread it around. This is like a poor man's pouring demonstration with equally fantastic results. These come in both opaque and transparent colors, so you can layer them any way you want to. You can just put down a couple quick drops, or you can lay down a lot of color at once. These have a lot of pigment in them. You can see how they're haloing out on the bottom already. The pigment is just dispersing throughout the medium like this. And one of the advantages is like using a super fluid acrylic with the medium. Instead of having to mix it with a heavy body acrylic, you get this really nice even dispersion. So I'm going to use another color. And you can do these alongside of it. And you just keep repeating this process. Again, experiment with colors. There's no hard, fast rule. A lot of what happens with this technique is a complete surprise and adventure, which is what makes it exciting. So that was the pour, the drip, and now's the tip. So you can just keep on doing it like I was doing it over and over and letting it disperse on its own. Or you can do these kind of things and get these fun effects, almost like a marbling effect. The inks themselves are very matte, but when you use them with a gloss medium like this, you get this nice shine and sheen, and that'll remain after it's dry. And you can do other things with a brush, palette knife, however you want, do little feathering techniques. Get some fun effects. You can go back in and add another color. Both the Ecoline and the Amsterdam are fantastic for the traditional techniques that they were made for. You have the Ecoline watercolors. You can do all the same things that you're used to doing with watercolors. With these inks, you can do all the same things that you typically do with inks, whether you're working with a fountain pen or an airbrush. But they lend you that added dimension where you can include them with other media or materials and create completely new effects and completely new experiences just by stretching your imagination a little bit.